Hi there, this is Donna Kozik. I'm the founder of MyBigBusinessCard.com and creator and leader of the original Write a Book in a Weekend program, and also creator and lead editor for the Community Book Project. So this week we are talking about Give Me 200 Words, where I give you a prompt and you give me 200 words about it. I like to start off always though with a little piece that I wrote in the past week and give you some of the behind the scenes ideas or reasoning for some of my words. So I listed this question of the day on Facebook, and you'll see here that I have 22 and 46. Those are just to remind me to tell you that I got 46 comments on this post, and my own response got 22 likes or hearts or whatever. So that's pretty impressive. And one of the things I'm trying to do with the writing that I show you is also show you how you can use it on social media to engage your audience. So this one got a pretty good response, maybe not as high as usual. I've had comments well over 100. However, it was a more thoughtful type of response that I asked, and the comments I did receive were usually pretty hefty paragraphs like the one I have here. So it took a little bit of work to respond. I was pretty pleased with 46 though responses. So the prompt was, or the question of the day was, other than your parents, kids, or spouse, who in your life said or did something that led you to who you are today? And then I put in the prompt that my answer would be in the comments, and I made this the first comment. I wrote this in a note right before I posted it on Facebook. So I wrote, for me, it was my high school guidance counselor, Mr. Frank Manicelli. When I went in with my proposed class schedule for sophomore year, I had listed stenography 2 as one of my choices. He said, oh no, we're changing that to algebra 2. You're going to college. There was something in the way he said it, like there was no doubt. It gave me a feeling of course I am, even though I had no idea of how I was going to do it or pay for it. But I took him at his word and took college prep classes for the rest of my high school career. I graduated from Grove City College thanks to the recommendation of Mrs. Louise Smith, my steno teacher, and then got an MBA from Gannon University. That really has led me to where I am today, living in San Diego and owning my own business, one that I love and am good at. So I give a big thank you to Mr. Manicelli. So when I was preparing for this training, I actually highlighted a couple of things that I would have changed, or I might change if I published this in a different medium in the future. I wish that I was more emphatic about the way he said it, because it was really something special in the way he said it. Now, he might not remember it that way or anything like that, but to me, it spoke right to my heart. And I'd also would want to make this more positive instead of like there was no doubt. And there's a time and a place to use negatives to get a meaning across. But this time I think if I revise this, I'd want something a little bit more like it went right. There's something the way he said it with such certainty, maybe something like that I would change that. Also got an MBA. I wish I would have caught that. I would put like received, or better yet, earned an MBA from Gannon University. Got's kind of it's a word I use a lot, but it's really, there could be better words to use. So a couple of things that I liked about this that I got in here that I got Mrs. Louise Smith, actually, Mrs. Smith did recommend Grove City College to me, and she was my steno teacher. So I liked how I brought that back from the initially where, I was kind of dissing steno to take algebra 2. So steno and Mrs. Smith got her nod even here. And then also I had initially in here something about like I hurled myself or something into taking college prep classes. But then when I looked at it, I thought it was just a little bit too kind of overworked. So instead I put took, but that might be something else I revisit. I'm not sure. All right, so that's a little bit about my piece. Now let's move on to the Give Me 200 Words. I want to give a thank you to the contributors this week. We had Sharon Teed, Phil Bulfolk, Holly Pitus, Roberta Gold, and Melissa Ellen Penn. You all wrote some really nice pieces. It was kind of difficult to choose, but I went with Roberta Gold. And even though Roberta calls this a popcorn draft, I actually think it's pretty much ready to go. That's why I'm using her name here instead of a pseudonym. Roberta wrote this. The prompt was, by the way, do you have any superstitions? If so, what are they? And if not, why not? Kind of thing. So Roberta wrote, when I was growing up, we used to have superstitious rhymes we would chant when playing jump rope. The most popular was, step on a crack, you'll break your mother's back. Step on a line, you'll break your father's spine. My friends and I would walk down the sidewalk very carefully so our feet never touched any cracks, lines, or any markings of any kind, which often meant taking huge steps or walking on our tiptoes to avoid them. We would taunt and scare each other as only children can into thinking we had stepped on one and would be the cause of our parents' pain. Nobody really believed we could actually hurt our parents this way, but we were young and didn't dare test it out just in case. There were many other common superstitions we had when we were young, but they didn't have the fun rhymes that went with them. Now as an adult, I walk every day around my neighborhood and I can still hear that childhood saying in my head as I vigilantly steer clear of all the cracks and lines on my path. So I really like this piece. I think, I don't know if kids these days still say this rhyme, but we said it too when we were jumping rope. We were young. So I think that this just kind of speaks to a certain age group maybe here, which is a reason I really liked it. Also, you'll usually see me take out the word very, but in this case, I actually like it here and I would leave it in. So my friends and I would walk down the sidewalk very carefully. And I think that does bring that kind of emphasis to the word carefully that's needed. Then our parents, just one note I noticed while I was reading out loud, this would be parents, two parents possessive, so the apostrophe would go there. Nobody really hurt. Yeah, but we were young, didn't dare test it out just in case. I think I like the feeling that is given there. And then also what I liked about, and I don't know if Roberta did this on purpose or not, but it's a nice touch. So when she's young, they talk about walking down the sidewalk very carefully. And then here she says, I vigilantly steer clear of all the cracks. So this puts her kind of like, it's more adult sounding versus here that is more, fifth grader sounding or what have you. And fourth grade or third, I don't know what age, but I think that's a nice contrast here. And this brings it just emphasizes back as an adult and Roberta, where Roberta is now. So yeah, I really like this piece. Really, really well written, Roberta. Good for you. Okay, a couple of announcements for you. So one is that we are underway getting registrations for the Community Book Project 2020 Vision. This is a bigger book project that we're doing with a friends and family release on December 1st, 2019, and then a global release on January 1st or thereabouts 2020. So I'm calling this the Big Book of Inspiration, and super excited to have some people on board and look forward to getting more on board as well. And also I'm doing a live, what I'm calling a live encore plus of my Become a Bestseller call. I did this last week and got huge response to it. And I'm actually going to go and do it again and talk a little bit more in depth about some of the things it takes to become a bestseller. And that's going to be on Wednesday, July 24th at 7 o'clock Eastern. Okay, now our next prompt, well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be to be determined, to be determined. I'm actually going to just put a halt on this series for a few weeks or a month or so. And what I'm thinking about doing, picking it up more when the summer is over and people are back from holiday and vacations and things like that. Now, one of the things, though, I am thinking about, and you'll want to keep your eyes peeled for, is having holiday themed. Give me 200 words, or we're writing more about holidays, maybe recognized holidays, maybe not so much. maybe some more obscure holidays or fun holidays like, National Donut Day or something like that. So what's your email for more prompts about that? I really do enjoy giving feedback to people who submit Forgive Me 200 Words. So I thank you for all the contributors to that. And I look forward also to ramping up activities for the Community Book Project 2020 vision. Until then, this is Donna Kozik. I'm the founder of MyBigBusinessCard.com, creator and leader of the original Write a Book in a Weekend program, and lead editor for the Community Book Project. Take care, and I will see you in the bookstore.